Once upon a time, there was a king who only had one eye and one leg. Despite these weaknesses, he was an efficient, kind, and intelligent ruler. His subjects were leading a very happy life under his rule. One day, the king was walking through the corridor of his palace. Suddenly, his gaze fell on the pictures hanging on the corridor walls. They were portraits of his ancestors. The king thought to himself that in the future, when his successors walk through that corridor of the palace, they will be reminded of their ancestors through those pictures. The portrait of the king had not yet been put up on that wall. Due to his physical disabilities, he was not sure how his portrait would turn out. But that day, he decided that he should also get his picture placed on that wall. The next day, he invited the best painters of the state to the court. He then announced that he wanted a beautiful picture made of himself to be put up on the palace wall. Anyone who could paint a beautiful portrait of him was asked to come forward. The painter was to be rewarded based on how the painting would turn out. All the painters present in the court were skilled in their art, but on hearing the king's announcement, they started thinking that he only has one leg and one eye. How could his portrait be made to look beautiful? And if the picture does not look beautiful, then the king may get angry and punish them. This thought could not give anyone the courage to come forward. Each one of them made some of the other polite excuses and left from there. Only a young painter remained standing there. The king asked him, "Are you ready to craft my picture?" The young painter agreed. So, from the very next day, the painter started making a portrait of the king. After a few days, the picture was ready. When the day came for the unveiling of the picture, all the courtiers as well as the other painters who had refused to paint were also present in the court. Everyone was waiting eagerly for the unveiling of the picture. When the picture was unveiled, everyone, including the king, was left wide-eyed. The portrait had turned out very beautiful. In the picture, the king was shown sitting on a horse with legs on both sides, and only one side, the one with the king's one leg, was visible in it. The king was also shown to be aiming with a bow, with one eye closed, so his other eye's weakness was hidden. The king was very pleased to see this picture. The painter had made a very wonderful picture by intelligently hiding his disabilities. The king rewarded him and made him the chief painter of his court. Every human being is a storehouse of abilities. What is required is to have a positive attitude and loving perspective to identify that potential. Having a positive approach even in difficult situations helps solve any problem.